Good evening, Around Club. Here is Susanne with another 45-minute Pilates class. You will need a block, you can see it over my shoulder, and a band, a stretch band, and a mat, of course, and a safe space to exercise in. Perfect, let's get up. And start with our warm-up. Make sure that you've got any injuries, that you listen to those injuries, you do as much as you can, you omit anything that isn't good for you. So with a nice long spine, make sure that you pull your tummy in and pull your shoulders back. You're going to give me shoulder rolls as always. Good, make sure you breathe in through the nose and out through past hips. Beautiful. All right, you're going to reach forward and over the top of your head and stretch out through your upper body, and then pull the arms behind you. So it's a full range up, breathe out, and breathe in to bring it back. The width between your hands depends on your shoulders. So if you can get them nice and narrow, then do, but make sure they stay nice and straight. And lift up again. Make sure you breathe out as you lift. Breathe out. And breathe in. Good. We're now going to go from here into a circular motion. Cross in front of your chest and go again. As big as you can, just move through those shoulder joints. Nice long fingertips. And change the direction. Go the other way. Perfect. 3, 2, and 1. Fantastic. We're going to go into a knee bend. Bend both knees and come back up again. Good. Listen to your knees, please. Only bring this as deep down as your knees are happy to go. And back up. Just activating those leg muscles. Try to really lengthen the arms forward and come down with a nice long spine. So no arching through the upper back. And you've got 2 more. You've got 1 more, please. Beautiful. And then bring the arms to the side and find your gentle rotation. Look over the shoulder and back to the center. And then go over to the other side. Make sure you breathe out and you breathe in. Trying to keep the hips fairly still. So if you've got back issues or osteoporosis, you need to let go of the hips a little bit. Again, you don't want to rotate only through the hips. You want to give that spine a good rotation. Back to the center and take it from side to side. Rather than bending over to the side, think about reaching the fingertips up to the ceiling. Breathe out. Find that stretch just above the hip. Over to the other side. Good, 2 more. And last one. Perfect. And bring it back alongside you. Good, I'm going to stand sideways. You don't have to do that. You keep looking at the screen. My feet are about shoulder width apart, so fairly wide. And then you're going to step forward with one of your feet. The back heel lifts off. You don't need to do a huge step. Good. And then I would like you to do the arm lift again from earlier. So you exhale to lift. You inhale to take it down. This could be your level 1, so you don't have to progress it if you don't want to. But if you can, try to bend the front knee as you lift the arms up. Bend the front knee and back up. If you find that this plays up into your knee, then just hold it in this position and work on that arm movement. Take it down, back up. That looks good. Keep that balance. You've got 2 more. Don't forget, your feet are shoulder width apart, so they're not in one line. And then hold. Give me a few pulses. You've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And step together. Good job. Shake out your legs. Let's do the other side. Step forward. Again, your shoulder width apart. If you're too narrow, you're going to be wobbling. So nice and wide. Tuck your tail in, clench your bum cheeks. Start with your arms. Good. So I'm standing currently on my operated knee, so I won't be able to go very low down. So if you can go lower down, then please do. So bend that knee and come back up. Take it down as low as you can and back up. Keep going. Down and up. Take it down and back up. One more. Strong breath out as you bend your knee. 2 to go. Last one. And step together. Well done. Good job. It's time for the floor. So let's go down. Come onto your hands and knees and find your cat-cow. It will take me about 20 seconds longer than it does you because I have to pull the computer towards me. So onto the floor you go. On hands and knees and find a cat-cow stretch. Find a cat-cow stretch. There you go. Hands on the shoulders, knees on the hips, and you're going up and down through the motion. Thinking about the length in your spine, pulling that tummy in. And then coming to neutral. From here, we're sliding one arm under, we're finding a rotation through the spine, look gently up towards the ceiling, and then lift the arm up. Good. Keep going with that. If you've got osteoporosis, you can do this. Just don't force anything, please. Nobody should do that, but particularly important with osteoporosis. So it's a gentle movement. And look over your shoulder when you go down. And look over the shoulder when you come up as well. And I'm swapping my arms, so I'm not overloading my wrists. What you want to feel is a lovely stretch in your rib cage. Sort of just underneath your armpits towards the bottom of your ribs. That's where you want to feel it. Another thing you should feel is that you can go a little bit deeper into this once you've done a few. We're going to do one more. If you're uneven, do 2 more. And lift up. Perfect. We're now going to bring our knees a little bit further back. And then we're going to drop the elbows onto the mat and bring our hips forward. So my hips do not touch the mat. They are hovering. Really draw the belly button in, pull the belly button upwards towards the ceiling, tuck the tail between your legs, pull the shoulders back and down. Good. So it's your knees, then your hips and your shoulders. So make sure that you're not aligning your knees with your hips. The hips are in front of your knees. If you want to make this harder, come up onto your toes. So if you think you can do a little bit more, then come up onto your toes. What I don't want is a banana body, so don't lift your hips too high. Good. Keep breathing. You've got 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Bring those knees back down if they were lifted. Walk back on your elbows. Open up your knees. Bring the arms forward and come down nice and low towards the mat. You want to try to keep the elbows off the floor because that gives you that lovely shoulder stretch. If the elbows are down, you sort of lose that stretch. So keep those elbows off. Take one hand and place the other one on top. So you've got that diagonal stretch. Make sure you keep that breath going. And take that over to the other side. And again, make sure you keep that breath running. Good. All right. Then come up and turn onto your back. Lie down, please. Lie down. And give me a pelvic tilt. So I have to have my phone there at the time. Give me a pelvic tilt. Pull those 2 hip bones towards you and release it again. Breathe out. And breathe in. Keep going with that. Excellent. All right, let's go all the way to the top. Tilt and lift. Clench your bum cheeks, pull your shoulders down, nice and high. Inhale at the top, and then exhale to control it back down again. One bone after the other one. And then go again. You want to do about 2 or 3 or 4 of these, just to carry on warming everything up. And then bring it back down again. Beautiful. Let's do one more. And then hold it up here. So I'm going to give you an easier option. So let's do it together first of all. So make sure your feet aren't too far away from your bum cheeks. You're going to lift one heel up, and then you're going to lift the other heel up. So one after the other one. So one goes down, one comes up. And just march through your feet, focusing on keeping the core connected, on keeping the hips high, on pushing into the floor through the shoulders and the upper arms. If you want to make this a little bit harder, place both heels down and start walking through it. So pull one knee towards you, place the foot back down, breathe out and breathe in, keeping those hips totally still. That's it. Okay, make it look a little bit more elegant, ladies. Point those toes. Nice, elegant feet. That's better. There we go. 4 more. Don't forget to breathe. 3, 2. Last one. Lift. Bring your feet down. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Bring it down. Hello, kitty cat. Good. And then pull both of your knees to your chest. What you can do is give it a little bit of a rock from side to side. He's come to terrorize me. He's upset that I was away for so long. Place both feet on the floor. Bring the arms to the side and start your twist stretch. You'll see he's gonna attack me in a moment. Bring those knees from side to side, developing that stretch in your waist. You keep going. I'm going to have to boot him out. Well, you can go out. You're going to be very naughty if I don't kick you out. What you should feel is that increased mobility, so the ability to just bring it a little bit deeper down. 2 more. Last one. And then bring it back to the center. The ones of you that have osteoporosis, do a few more pelvic tilts. Everybody else, interlace your fingers and place your hands behind your head. So we're going to go into abdominal flexion. So osteoporosis, pelvic tilts. Everybody else, lift the head up, lift the shoulders up, and make sure that you pull the rib cage towards your hips. Pull the hips towards the rib cage. Breathe out as you come up. Breathe in as you take it down. Good, 2 more. Last one. Bring the head back down. And now everybody take your hands, lift your bum cheeks up and place your hands, palms down, underneath your hip bones. So that your lower back gently touches the floor. And then pull your tummy in very strongly. And pull one knee to your chest. And then pull the second knee to your chest. So you have to try to keep your lower back on the floor. You're now going to drive one leg away and then drive the other leg away. Keep that lower back on the floor. The hands are there to help with that hinge towards the floor. The more upright you move your legs, the easier you make it for yourself. So if you can, drive the legs away, more along the floor rather than up to the ceiling. Good. For the ones that find this easy, take your hands out, place them alongside you and carry on. If you still find it easy, not suitable for osteoporosis, lift your head up, hold on to the head and carry on with these. Breathe out, out, out. Okay, make sure the lower back doesn't lift. We've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Lie back down. Pull your knees to your chest. And again, you rock from side to side. Good job. Okay. It's time to roll onto your side. Use your block, or you can also use a cushion if you want, and lie sideways on the floor. Good. So don't forget, if you're lying on your side, the back of your head, shoulders, bum, and heels are perfectly lined up. There is no forward arching through the upper back. Your waist and your rib cage is lifted. You're going to extend the top leg, and then you're just going to flex and point your ankle. So just movement through the ankle, flexing and pointing. Whilst we think about pulling the tummy in, lifting the breastbone, tucking those shoulders back, and also a little bit of a pelvic tilt. So you just want to pull the two hip bones gently towards you. Now, check please that your leg doesn't work in front of you. It needs to be perfectly lined up with your body. Then point the toe, exhale to lift, inhale to bring it down. So you point up, you flex down. Again, you point up, you flex down. Good job. And you want to breathe out and in on the way down. Out and in. Only lift this leg as far as you can without losing that waist gap. It can go a little bit closer to the floor. That's not a problem, but don't press the side of your waist into the mat. Keep that lifted. Good. Now reverse it. Flex up and point down. Flex up and point down. Good job. And again, flex up. Point down, you've got 4 more. Flex up, point down, flex up. Keep breathing. You've got 1 more. Up, point, down, and rest. Good job. Have a quick rest. Just let it settle for a moment. Good. We're going to go knee to knee, toe to toe. So it's that hip movement. Got to be a little bit careful. So if you do have hip problems, only do the range of movement that you can do pain-free. Try it out first. See what causes you problems, and then just pick the range of movement that you feel comfortable with. Keep going. You should feel this all around your hips. Don't forget to breathe, please. 4, 3, 2, 1 more, please, and 1. Good job, and relax. Excellent. Come up onto your elbow. Good. So this is my dodgy knee. I'm going to use a band. If you haven't got a dodgy knee, you can just hold on to your ankle. I'm going to strap it around my ankle, and then we're going to stretch out through the front of the hip. Tuck your tail in and push yourself away from the mat. So make sure you're not collapsed like that. Push the shoulder down. Really important. You want to feel the stretch in the front of your hips. Tuck the tail in. Push the hips forward. That also helps. Nice long spine. Perfect. And release. Good. Bring the arm up. Lengthen the top leg. Perfect. Take a deep breath in. Make sure you're not down here, so push the shoulder down again. And on the exhale, you're going to lift the hips up. Good. On the inhale, land them again, nice and gently. On the exhale, lift. On the inhale, bring it down. Got 3 more. Lift. Take it down. Lift. Take it down. You've got 1 more. Lift and hold. Good. Stretch the arm above the head. And bring the arm to your hip. Body doesn't change shape. Now stretch the arm. And bring the arm back to your hip. You've got 3rd and last one. Stretch the arm. Bring it back to your hip. And gently come down. Good job. Come on up and give yourself a nice shoulder roll. Then grab your block and bring it over to the other side. Lie down. Same thing, line up your head with your shoulders, with your bum, with your heels. Draw the belly button in, tuck the tail in, lengthen the top leg, flex and point. The bottom leg, you need to carry on pushing the bottom leg into the floor. That's your support leg. Now make sure you don't do this movement in front of you. You really want to do this in line with your body. So if you look down on yourself, you should see that you should only really see your foot right in front of that thigh. You shouldn't be seeing anything else of your leg. So you shouldn't be seeing your lower leg at all because it's fluffy and lined up. Good, then flex your foot, lift up, point, bring it down. Flex, breathe out, point, bring it down. And again, lift up, point, and down. Keep going, lift up, point, and down. Looks good. Try to move that foot nice and clearly. Okay, let's change foot position. So we come up with a point, down with a flex. Up with a point, down with a flex. Keep going. Up with a point, down with a flex. And again, lift and lower. And again, lift and lower. Good. 2 more, please. Lift and lower. Last one. Lift and lower. Good job. And let it settle. Perfect. Good. Make sure you have breaks when you need them, not when I give them to you, because I don't give you any breaks. Make sure you're still connected. Make sure the shoulders are still activated. Hip is, the waist is lifted. Your rib cage is lifted, so we're not slouching into the floor. Knee to knee, toe to toe. Breathing. Going, looks good. Try to lift the leg up a little bit more. So some of you are doing it fairly flat. So just lift that leg up a little bit more. So make sure the hips don't wiggle. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and excuse me, and 1. Sure. All right, on to your elbow again. Pull the shoulder down your back, grab hold of your ankle and find your hip stretch. Hip and quadricep. So the quadricep is the front of your thigh. Tuck your tail in and really lengthen that knee away from your shoulders. Okay, come on, pull those shoulders down, all of you. You're a little bit too slouchy. I need you to pull the shoulder down so that you're in a good position and you keep your shoulder nice and safe. Pull the knee back a little bit more if you need more stretch. Good, and then lengthen that top leg. Arm comes up. Again, you need to pull that shoulder down. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, you lift up. On the inhale, you bring it down. On the exhale, lift. On the inhale, bring it down. Go again. Lift. And bring it down. Lift. Bring it down one more time. Lift and hold. Make sure the shoulders are down, please. Up you come. Good. Stretch the arm. And bring it to the hip. Your upper body doesn't change. And again, stretch. And bring it back. Last one. And stretch. And bring it to the hip. Gently bring it down. Perfect. And then come on up and give me big shoulder rolls. Nicely done. Okay, bring both feet forward and place the soles of your feet together. If you're really tight around your hips, you might need to lean back like this. But if you feel that you can sit over the top of your hips with a straight back, then hold on to your ankles. Perfect. Good. And now just gently allow those thighs to open up. So this is an inner thigh groin stretch, but it's not. So if I had to give it a number from 1 to 10, I would say it's a 2. So it's quite a gentle stretch unless you're really, really tight in there. But nevertheless, it's a stretch. The more you lean forward, the deeper the stretch will become. So try that out. Lean forward to see if you can get a little bit more stretch. Again, if you're tight, you're going to hold on behind you and you can just push forward a little bit. That will give that stretch maybe a 3 out of 10. Nice. Okay. Okay, so come on to your knees. Hands and knees, like we were at the beginning. And then you're going to drop the elbow that's furthest away from the screen onto the mat. The one that's furthest away from your screen. Good. So the elbow is where underneath the shoulder, my hand is underneath the shoulder, and then you're going to extend the leg that's closest to the screen up. So you're diagonal on the elbow and the opposite leg is extended. Now you're going to hip open, so lift the hip and close the hips, turn the head. Breathe out, lift the hips. Breathe in, close the hips. Make sure you lift that leg up nice and high. Exhale, lift the hips. Longer legs, please. Stretch that knee out and down. 2 more. Lift up. Bring it down. You've got 1 more. Lift up. Hold. Bend the knee, please. Bend the knee. Good. And now give me big circular movements through those hips. Nice and big as you can make it. You lean into your elbow and hand, please. Don't allow the knee to take all of the weight. And then change the direction. Make sure you keep breathing. Pull that tummy in for me. You've got 4 more. 3, 2, last one. And 1. Perfect. Good. And then what I would like you to do is I'd like you to come down onto the mat. Flat on your tummy. We're going to do the other side in a moment. Hands are on top of one another. Your head is on top of the top hand. So you've got a good breathing gap underneath your nose. Draw the belly in, tuck the tail in to prepare to connect to the core and to protect your lower back. You're going to want to exhale to lift the big toe and the kneecap off. Inhale, bring it back down again. I'm going to give you 3 options today. Option 1 is what you're doing now. That's the option that's great if you just feel that your lower back is a little bit on the tender side today. And also, if the other levels get too much, come back to this one. Level 2 is a little bit more challenging. You're going to extend and lift both of your legs up at once. Make sure you breathe out as you do so. Breathe out in the full movement. So breathe out as you lift and you're still breathing out as those legs come down. You then breathe in before you do the next repetition. That's your level 2. For a level 3, now listen carefully. Bend the knees to 90 degrees. Flex your feet and then place your heels together and open up your knees. Let's do it again together. So lengthen, bend the knees, flex your feet, place your heels together and open up your knees. From here, you're going to exhale to lift both of your thighs up and then inhale before you start the next repetition. Keep going with that. So you've got 3 levels. Pick the one that you can do without the lower back moaning. Don't forget, you need to pull your shoulders down your back as you do this. You've got 4 more. 3, 2. You've got 1 more. And 1. Thighs down. Lengthen your legs. Bring them nice and close and open up your hands so your forearms are parallel to your mat. Make sure that you're connected to that core. So pull the tummy and tuck your tail and lift your pelvic floor. Exhale as you come off. Good. You really want to try to find length in your tummy here and then gently place it back down again. And exhale. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Push the back of your head back and bring it back down again. And breathe out. And breathe in, finding that stretch. If you don't want to go high up, then please don't. Just do what you can. Full range would be elbows long, shoulders down, and you feeling a definite stretch in those abdominal muscles. Pushing the hips down, pulling the back of your head up. You've got 2 more, please. Breathe out. Breathe in. Last one. Good job. All right, come back onto hands and feet. And do a few more cat-cows. That will feel nice after our back extension, or it should do anyway. Full range of movement. Okay, now listen. We're going to do the other side, those hip circles. So you're going to be facing away from the screen. So come into neutral, just listen to my voice. Drop the elbow onto the floor that's closest to the screen and extend the leg that's furthest away from the screen. And then you exhale to lift the leg up. Good, and now lift the hips up, look away from the screen. Bring the hips down, look down to the floor. Lift the hips up, look away from the screen and look down onto the floor. Breathe out to lift, but keep the leg where it is. So the leg doesn't go up and down, the leg stays nice and long. So keep going, lift the hip, drop the hip, lift the hip, drop the hip. Don't wait for me to demonstrate it, guys, just keep going. Good, now listen, hold it lifted. Bend your knees to 90 degrees, make sure that your shoulders are pulling down and you give me a big circular motion through those hips. So I'm going to stop and you're going to carry on because I want to see what you're doing. Keep that knee circling, keep it going. Change direction, that looks great. Change direction. Breathe out as you lift. Breathe in as the leg comes down. Breathe out as you lift. Breathe in as it comes down. Good, you've got 3 more. 2. And last one, and 1. Good job. All right, find the knee on the floor. Come up into kneeling and shake out your hands. Move your fingers. Excellent. We're going back onto our backs with our band. Have a drink if you've got a bottle close by. Okay, so we're not going to use the band straight away. We're going to start off by lengthening one leg and pulling the other leg nice and close to our chest. To really lengthen the opposite leg, don't just place it on the floor. Give it length. Imagine there's a button on the other wall and you really want to extend that knee over to the wall. Then take the opposite hand, place it on the outside of your knee. So you're holding diagonally, and then pull that knee across the midline, and hopefully you'll feel a stretch in your bum cheek. Okay, we're going to do this 3 times. So bring it back, but this time we're going to play around with the position. So I'm going to pull the knee a little bit closer to me and see if I can find a different area in my bum cheek. If your hips are pinching, start again. Take it back. So now I'm going to release my knee a little bit further down and do the same thing again. Perfect. Come back to the center. Pull the bottom leg up into a standing position and fold the ankle over the thigh. Same length in both of your waists. If you want, you can pull the standing leg towards you for a nice stretch. You should feel this in a similar area you just felt the previous stretch. A little bit more deep set. Right, place both feet on the floor, arms alongside you. You're going to give me pelvic circle, so round and round through the hips. We're going to do the other side in a moment. We're just going to release those hips. So you're going round and round. Imagine your hips are a clock face and you've got a ball on your clock face and you're moving the ball from the hip, the pubic bone, which is 12 o'clock, to the right hip bone, 3 o'clock, to the belly, 6 o'clock, to the left hip bone, 9 o'clock. Do it a few more times, make it as big as you can, and then change the direction, go the other way. Yeah, make sure there's a breath. Last one. Perfect, come back into neutral, hang on to the other thigh, and lengthen the one you've just stretched. Pull that knee nice and close to you whilst you extend the opposite leg as long as you possibly can. So if you're pulling your right leg towards you, I'm going to take my left hand. The right hand goes over to the side, and I'm just going to pull this over the midline. You don't necessarily need to lift your bum cheeks up, so see how it goes. The bum cheek stretch, so make sure you don't feel this predominantly in your back. And then release, and as we did before, we're going to change the position slightly. So I've just pulled my knee a little bit closer to me, and then take it again over the midline, and see how that feels. Let go once more, then I'm going to let go of my leg even more, and pull it over the midline down here. And all it does, it sort of stretches different areas, different muscles or muscle fibers on that bum cheek muscle. Good, and then gently release, cross the ankle over your thigh. Just make sure that you're even. So both sides of your waist are the same length, and you've got the same amount of weight on each of your hip bones as well, same with your shoulders. If you want, you're going to hold on to the standing leg and pull it close to you. If you need a little bit more, you've got one of your elbows resting on that leg that you've crossed over. So what you can do is just push out that thigh a little bit to increase the stretch. Don't forget to breathe. Okie dokie. Let go and grab your bands, please. Grab your bands. Strap one of your feet into the band. And then hold your band fairly loose. So I'm not really pulling on the band, but I'm giving my leg a little bit of support. But I'm not using the band to push my leg into the hip joint. So I'm trying to create length. So imagine that you're reaching up to the ceiling through the sole of your foot rather than pulling downwards. So there is a growing sensation rather than a shrinking sensation. I hope that makes sense. I'm also keeping my elbows on the floor. I'm not wrapping the band around my hands because that's not good for my hands. And having the elbows and shoulders on the mat really works on my posture. So pull those shoulders down. Good. We're going to pull the big toe down and we're going to lift that heel up as far as we can. That's it. And you want to aim for a straight knee. You want to try to get that knee to go straight before you pull it towards you. From here, we're going to rotate the foot out to the side. It will activate a few different muscle fibers, but it will also increase the stretch. And then over in an inward rotation through your foot. And if you don't feel enough, you know what to do. Don't pull on the band more. Bring the leg closer to you without pulling too much on that band. Good. We're then going to rotate the foot back into a parallel position. And we're just going to point the toes up to the ceiling to make it look a little bit more elegant. We're then going to extend the foot on the floor. So both of your legs along. You might need to just bring the leg a little bit further forward. And now we're going to start with small circles through that hip joint. If you think you can do bigger circles, then go for it. Make them as big as you can. As big as you can. Try to breathe out as you pull it towards you. You'll feel all sorts of stretches. Out as it comes up. You've got one more in this direction and then change the direction. Make sure the tummy pulls in, please. Make sure the pelvic floor lifts. That connection into that midriff is so important here. You're trying not to rock through the hips. You've got 3, 2, you've got one more, and 1. Perfect. Lengthen those arms, bend the knee, and change over. Same thing. You're keeping that band fairly loose. You're flexing your toe, and you're pulling the leg towards you until you feel the stretch. You might find that one leg is more flexible than the other one. It's entirely normal. Keep the leg long, please. Try to stretch this with a perfectly long leg. Some of you have got slightly bent knee. I don't want that. I really want you to try to work on extension through that knee. Good. Then you're going to turn the foot outwards. You'll find that will change the stretch slightly. Keep the foot flexed. And then you're going to turn the foot inwards. Take your knee with you. Make sure it doesn't take your breath away. And then back so that the big toe faces you and push gently into the band. And then extend the opposite leg. Need to move up a bit. Extend the opposite leg. Push that opposite leg into the floor and start with small circles. Breathe out as you pull that leg towards you. Good. Elbows are down, shoulders are down. If you want, make it bigger. Breathe out as you pull it up. If you've got a clonking hip, reduce the range of movement a little bit until it stops to make that noise. Go to the other side. And again, you're breathing out as you lift. Breathe out. Breathe out. You've got 3, 2, last one, and 1. Good job. Bend the knee. Take the band off. Place your arms alongside you again. So we've got a couple of minutes left. Let's do some postural exercises and breathing exercises. So take your hands and hug yourself. So I'm placing my hands onto my rib cage. Good. From here, we're going to take a deep breath in. And then we breathe out through pursed lips. Good. Keep going with that. So nice deep breaths in and out. And what I want you to feel how you're inflating your lungs by hugging yourself. So I want you to feel how the arms open up and then they shrink again underneath your breath. So nice deep breathing. And try to breathe. Try to orientate your breath into your hands. So it's that breath into the bottom rib. More. Last one. Good job. Carry on with that breath, but place your hands alongside you. I would like you to nod. So you're going to nod the chin forward, hold the chin down, feel the length in your neck, and then relax again. Inhale and exhale, nod. The chin up again and nod again. Yes, I want you to feel that length that you're creating through the back of your neck. Try if you can to keep your spine neutral, but your core is engaged. So the belly button pulls in, the pelvic floor lifts. 3 more. 2. Last one. Fantastic. And just breathe 3 more times, finding a nice sort of relaxed state of mind. In through the nose, out through pursed lips. Chin gently pulls forward, core is gently engaging. Got one more. Perfect. And give me a freestyle stretch. Stretch out the arms overhead. Stretch out the legs. Maybe you need to yawn. Maybe you need to groan. Oh, whatever you need to do. Lovely. Excellent. Bend your knees, roll onto your side, and push yourself up. Hello, everybody. Well done. I'm just going to turn the recording off. If you're watching this recorded and you see me at the club, let me know. I always like to hear your feedback. Bye.